It is 7:51. We continue on the Big 89 WLS. Stephen Portnoy from ABC News. Stephen Portnoy, a national correspondent at the White House all the time. He's been running around like crazy. He's all over the Trump story, of course. What is the detail on his declared surrender tomorrow as we know it?
Hey, good morning. So it's Thursday.
That's right. I'm off by a day.
Trust me, and it's hard to keep track because we get every day it's something different. Tomorrow is the debate on the stage in Milwaukee, and the following day, at this time on Thursday morning, instead of just talking about who's up, who's down, who wins, who loses, who had the best moment, who had the worst moment, because broadcasting time is finite, we'll spend some time talking about the debate, but we'll also have to spend some time on Thursday morning talking about the fact that the former president of the United States is about to walk into a jail for booking, for photographing, for fingerprinting. And this particular jail in Fulton County, Georgia, is notorious. Last year, 15 people died in the Fulton County jail.
Is that right?
This year, 7 people have died. And the civil rights attorney, Benjamin Crump, stood outside that jail earlier this year, and he held up a picture of a man who died inside the jail last year. The autopsy produced by the family said that contributing factors to the man's death included malnutrition, dehydration, and insect infestation inside the county jail where Donald Trump presents himself on Thursday for booking. Now, obviously, the former president's entitled to lifetime Secret Service protection under current law. We shouldn't have to worry about the man's safety, but it illustrates and underscores the seriousness of the moment. For the first time in the 4 criminal cases the former president faces, he is going to have to put up cash, bond, to secure his release. That hasn't been the case in the other circumstances in the federal system or in New York City. But in Fulton County, Georgia, the judge has signed the paperwork that the two sides have agreed on. $200,000 is the cash bond that Donald Trump will have to put up. It's expected to put up 10% on the table. The conditions of release also specifically appear to be tailor-made for Donald Trump. They mention social media as a place where the former president, as a defendant, cannot intimidate witnesses or make direct or indirect threats against the people or places, even the city of Atlanta, involved in the case.
Can we expect to see the other typical, booking process, if you will, Stephen, the mugshot,
Mugshot's been a big discussion. Is that going to happen?
Well, photography is said to be part of the process. I can tell you that in the prior federal cases, right, that are also still pending, I covered the arraignments in South Florida and here in Washington, D.C., and the marshals told us that in those cases they didn't need to take a mugshot. And why? Well, their job as marshals is to chase after fugitives. And if Donald Trump were to abscond from justice, the theory is that he would be followed by Secret Service agents. And the Secret Service is a sister law enforcement of the marshals. If they want to find out where he is, they just call up their friends in the other agency. Beyond that, they say that mugshots have a purpose of serving as reference photographs when agents, marshals, are supposed to look for somebody. Well, they say everybody knows what Donald Trump looks like. So they decided they didn't need him to take a mugshot. Critics said that was an emblem of special treatment. But in Georgia, it seems they're going to take a mugshot.
Well, but, you make a great point, Stephen Portnoy, because the function of the mugshot is what? It's not supposed to be necessarily part of the punishment, right?
Well, it certainly is not any kind of punishment issued by the court. It is oftentimes seen as sort of a symbol of the criminal justice system, that when a person has been indicted by a grand jury or otherwise arrested in the immediate aftermath of a crime, they're taken into the jail and they're processed, and that processing includes standing there and having the picture taken. But for whatever reason, the marshals decided they didn't need to put the former president through that, which is, again, why some people on social media and other places criticize them. But the rationale for it, why do you take a mugshot? It's so that the marshals have a reference of who it is that they're looking for if something untoward happens, and they know what Donald Trump looks like.
Yes, that's true, and where to find him. Last question. I know you got to run, but who's going to keep him from hitting send when he has that unbelievable urge to say something that's going to end up causing him to possibly be put in jail? Because if this judge is as tough as this judge claims to be, that would be the next step. Who's going to stop him from hitting send?
I mean, either his attorneys or Jiminy Cricket, because at this point,
right.
I honestly don't know. Maybe Jared and Ivanka. It's hard to say who has the power to tell Donald Trump what to do or what not to do.
The rules have never applied. You wonder how scared he is and how seriously he's taking even this. And in a lifetime of getting away with it, would he still push it one more time?
Well, you have to understand that, you have to wonder whether he understands that the consequences of violating a judge's order are real. And in particular, the reason we talk about the conditions at the jail is the possibility that if he violates the conditions of his release, well, he'd have to go there.
Yeah, how about that?
There you go, yeah.
How about that? Thank you, Stephen Portnoy.
You bet.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC
Thanks, Stephen.
News.